this is the point that annoys me the most about Chelsea right now. Maresca and his press conferences. Oh my God. Somebody needs to talk to Maresca. There's no point being neutral. You don't gain anything by being the nicest guy to the press. What is the, in fact, it gives us, it makes us not to be confident in you as a coach. So what are we going to call this? TRU Bench Christmas edition or something like that?
Christmas edition. Festive
Yeah,
edition.
Christmas is a time where there is just a lot of football. And this year, it's compounded by the fact that AFCON and Christmas at the same time, EPL on. Thank God La Liga is off, Champions League is off. But
Oh yeah, they're off this weekend.
it's still very busy. We have a lot to get to. So we want to do Matchweek 17 very quickly. A lot of matches as usual over the weekend. Matchweek got concluded today. Fulham narrowly beating Bournemouth 1-0.
Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest, rather. Yeah, 1-0. Penalty. I saw it. Penalty was deserved. I don't know what that guy was doing, kicking someone on the floor. I mean, like, he doesn't. The referee did not even hesitate. Like,
Sometimes you wonder what these defenders are thinking or players are thinking when you commit such a foul in that kind of.
But when you think about it and you play yourself, when you think about it in the spur of the moment, you're just reacting.
I get it.
You're not reacting. You're just playing the way you will play. You want to prevent the opponent from getting an advantage, and then you look at it and you're like, "Oh, what was I thinking?
What the hell did I do?"
Exactly. Anyway, a lot of talking points. Let's start with Newcastle Chelsea, first game of the match weekend. 2-2. I thought it was a match of two different halves. Newcastle first half, Chelsea second half. I have a lot to say, especially from Chelsea's perspective. But I'll let you go first. Let's have the neutral in quotes take before a passionate Chelsea guy talks about what he saw at St. James's Park. Yeah.
I mean, the first half of that game is what I expected to see from Newcastle, to be honest. Given that they were at home and their recent form at home has been really good, so I expected them to come out and really, really take the game to Chelsea. What I didn't expect was how Chelsea played. I just felt like they were running circles around the Chelsea players. I looked at Caicedo. Caicedo seemed a little bit unsure of himself in that game. He wasn't the usual Caicedo that I know him to be. And then I looked at Cole Palmer. Not that he was a shadow of himself, but I don't think he's back to the Cole Palmer pre-injury. So and when you don't have Cole Palmer and Caicedo firing on all horses for Chelsea, you can expect that kind of game. Especially when they're in the game. If they're off, if they're on the bench or they are not in the lineup at all, I guess the team regroups mentally and understands that, okay, these people are not here. But I just feel like but whatever Maresca said to them during halftime, they came out and I saw a better Chelsea in the second half. Absolutely, I saw a better Chelsea in the second half. There was a reaction, and well-deserved 2 goals. I must say. I was expecting Chelsea to actually go for the 3rd goal, but then I saw that Newcastle was one that almost nicked the game. At the end of the game. So it was a fun game to watch. I wouldn't say it was a fun game to watch. Especially when it's a game that has 2 halves that are what we saw in this previous game. So a draw favors Man U.
Uh, trust
Man
me,
U, I mean,
trust me, we were
yeah,
not thinking about Man U when then that
yeah, I
game was
mean,
over.
hey, you cannot think about Mario. You want to. At the end of the day, we are 3 points adrift of top four. Yeah, the top four position. So I mean, hey, I know you're not thinking about Mayu, but not your fault. It's
Yeah,
Mayu's
I mean,
fault.
personally, I have a few things to say in that game. Number one was the fact that Reece James is a world class player, regardless of what position he plays. The guy is just good. The free kick that he scored, breathtaking. It was fantastic. And for some reason, when you look at the last several visits to St. James's Park, Rhys James performs at St. James's Park. I don't know. Maybe maybe it's the name. 2 seasons ago, he scored 2 goals. Yeah, and this weekend he performed really well. It reminded me of his performance against Arsenal. But we need to have Rhys James perform that way at that level every
Every
week.
game. Yeah, every game.
I mean, if not every
Yeah.
game, but most
Week in,
most
week
times.
out.
Yeah, and and
Yeah.
and and Chelsea will see the benefit of it. Number
Talking about
two,
that free kick, though, sorry. I don't want to
yeah,
forget what my thought. Talking about that free kick, what was that goalkeeper thinking? You have the wall already set up. You are now standing. He gave that entire
if
side.
you remember very well, and that's the point of two people standing on it. It confuses the goalkeeper. Because if he's sure of who was going to take it, then it would be on one side and the wall will be on the other side. If he was unsure of who was going to take it, it was edging, and that was the problem. Because Pedro Neto was there as well, a left-footed player,
Yeah.
and Reece James was there. So I think that was what confused his sense of positioning, and that's how he considered
I
that
think I'll take my chances moving away. I mean, I moved to the left side a little bit, in my own opinion. He left that whole side open and received. Oh, wow. Thank you very
Because if
much.
you was, I mean, if you move that way, maybe you could play to the end of Pedro Neto as well. Then Neto might be the one to play it, and not, or was it Cole Palmer? One of them. I
Yeah.
think it was Cole Palmer. And
And then
so
I think Obama left.
hell, so
Obama
I
left.
think
Yeah.
that was that's the whole point of having two,
Two
with one
players.
being
Yeah.
a fake, and
Yeah.
yeah. The second thing I saw was that as much as I don't like Enzo Fernandez and how he's been playing, especially the last 5 games, the fact that he didn't start this game, I dare to say, affected the way Chelsea played, and that's how they considered those first 2 goals. He has a
Mm.
way of occupying space from defense to attack. Is a box to
Attacker.
box
Box to
midfielder.
box player.
Yes, yeah, even though sometimes his hold up play and passing is inaccurate, but I think that the position he occupies prevents the opponent from creating those kind of chances that they got against Newcastle. So I'm talking to myself that okay, maybe this guy has a very vital role to
Yeah.
play,
Bro. Yeah.
and when he's not there, maybe there's a problem. So I saw that when he came in, of course, he came in the second half as well. Not just him, a lot of other things changed
Yeah.
and Chelsea played better in the second half. The third comment is on João Pedro. João Pedro, for the past maybe 6, 7 weeks, hasn't played well at all. In fact, there's been a debate among Chelsea fans that did we make a mistake buying João Pedro? This guy is a fluke. He's not a big team player. I thought he stepped up really, really well in the second half of that game. Not just because he scored the goal, but he became a
Defensively.
handful. He became a handful for those
Yeah.
defenders. He occupied them a lot in the second half. And I said, okay, so you can be a striker if you want to be. This idea that I'm a 9.5, I'm not a 9, I'm not a 10, and so I'm confused, and the whole team is confused to you. I think maybe if he plays the way he played, second half, maybe that confusion will dissipate and we can play like we have a striker. Although I think the moment the lap is fit, there's competition for that number 9 position, and maybe Maresca will start adjusting again. I don't know, but that's and then lastly, this is the point that annoys me the most about Chelsea right now. Maresca and his press conferences. Oh my God! Somebody needs to talk to Maresca. There's no point being neutral. You don't gain anything by being the nicest guy to the press. What is the? In fact, it makes us not to be confident in you as a coach. Every time Maresca opens his mouth, it's like, oh, we deserve to lose. Oh, on this particular one, he said, yes, draw was correct. Shut up. We don't want to draw. Like, there was a chance that Chelsea could have won that game. Like, yeah, you can give opponent the credit, but the way he goes about saying it, I'm not even sure his players take him seriously sometimes. Except, and I don't know this, maybe in the background, maybe in the dressing room, is a different kind of animal altogether. But this Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Neutral, I don't want to offend anybody, honestly, is annoying. So, I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
that's my take
I
on
can totally
that game.
understand. You don't create a winning mentality for your players by always saying that, oh, this draw was deserved because we came from
Yeah,
behind. So,
exactly.
I
Why did you
mean,
go behind
we're
in the
talking about
first
Chelsea
in the
here.
first
You know what I
instance?
mean?
Yeah,
We're talking about Chelsea here. And then if I quickly piggyback on João Pedro, in the first half, I was wondering, I'm like, isn't this supposed to be their striker? Because I was seeing him more in defensive positions than
and
in
in the
attacking
midfield.
positions.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm trying to say? So
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
why are you going back to the midfield all the time? Chelsea has no outlet in front. You know what I mean? So I just felt like, obviously that must have been corrected during halftime because I saw him play higher up the field,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like you said, occupying the ball
It
more,
was
holding
really
the ball more.
occupying those defenders in the second
Yeah,
half, and
yeah, I
that
saw that
made a
happen
lot
more.
of difference. Yeah,
Absolutely.
because when you
Absolutely.
start your defense from attack,
Attack,
it
yeah.
disrupts the flow of the opponents. Like, it
Absolutely.
requires a lot of
Absolutely.
energy, obviously, to do that. But I
Yeah.
mean, the
And to
teams that
sustain
are
it
able to
actually.
do
Yeah.
that and
Yeah.
sustain it, those are the best teams in the league. I mean, let's leave
Okay.
Chelsea, Newcastle. Let's go to the most chaotic game of the weekend. Usually, the most chaotic game of the season: Liverpool and Tottenham. Oh my God, where do we start with Tottenham? Honestly, Tottenham is one team that, even though I don't like them, sometimes I like them. Sometimes I have a pity for them. Sometimes I feel like they're a decent club side. And then they go on this run that you cannot even identify
You
what
can't
you are
explain it.
watching.
You
You
can't even
can't
explain
explain
it.
it.
You can't explain it. It
It's
just
just
happens.
madness. Like Thomas Frank mentioned this week that, to change the mentality at Tottenham requires about 20 years. I'm like, oh my God, how does a manager say this? Maybe he's on his way out. I don't know. Maybe he's on his way out. But that game was a shit show on both sides because I also didn't see too much from Liverpool.
I'm sorry. Liverpool didn't
Yeah,
do so
I
much.
mean, I didn't see too much
Yeah.
from Liverpool. Uh, Xavi Simons, what was he doing? Charging and getting that red card.
And that's what I talk about. Very unnecessary. Why?
Yeah, and it's not even
Why?
characteristic of him. It's not a player that plays that way. You
That's
got
what.
that red
Yeah.
card and you handed the game, you handed it over
To
to
Liverpool,
Liverpool. And that was
straight,
the end of it. That was really the
straight.
end of it. I think Tottenham is in crisis. I think Liverpool can say that they have Ekitike as a main striker and it would deliver for them, especially when they get themselves together. I think Isaac picked up a very nasty injury.
He
I'll be
had surgery today.
surprised. I'll
He
be
had surgery
surprised.
today.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if he comes back this season because that
No,
injury
they're
looks
saying a
really
few months.
a few months. Yeah, it looks like
Mm.
really bad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah. I'll
he.
let you go on that, but I mean that's my take on that game.
The question is, should that have been a red card? I mean,
I think it was. I
because
think
it
it
was a
was.
goal, I guess there wasn't too much because he scored. I guess they didn't pay too much attention to it, but in retrospect, that should have been there. I mean, he broke his ankle.
No, so I don't think. Sorry, I thought you were talking about another incident. I don't think it was about the opponent that was. I think it's the way he took the ball that broke his leg. I don't think it was the opponent. I think it was him and the way he
But
turned.
Van der Ven got a yellow card though,
Yeah,
didn't
it was
he?
close to him, but I don't think. That injury was Isaac turning and spinning to hit the ball than Vanderbilt causing
I thought it
that
was.
level of
I
injury.
mean,
Yeah.
I just thought it was. I thought it was a bad tackle, but they didn't pay attention to because he scored. And at the
No,
time they
I
didn't really
don't think
think.
that would be a red card anytime. No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, honestly speaking, I'm not going to say I'm seeing anything impressive from Liverpool just yet. Yes, they won the game, but then again, they played against a 10-man Tottenham Hotspurs, which ultimately became 9 men towards
Mhm.
the end of the game. And we saw that
Yeah,
in the last
and
20
that's the
minutes of
thing.
that game.
That guy, Dave, well, what's his name again? Romero,
Romero,
uh,
yeah.
is I don't know. It has two sides to him. Look at how well he played against Newcastle. I think we watched that game together. He
Yeah.
even scored a overhead kick. It was
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah,
He
yeah.
could play anywhere in that. And sometimes he just loses his discipline, loses his head because they were charging to get an equalizer and they had the momentum.
They had the momentum.
Why take a red
They
card?
had the
Why take a
momentum.
second yellow and take
They had
a
the
red card?
momentum.
And you are the captain. I don't know what's going on with Tottenham, honestly.
Question for you though,
Yeah.
Wale. If what do you think would have? Do you think the outcome of that game would have been different if what's his name started? The guy that scored the only goal when he came on,
Richarlison.
Richarlison. Do you
Not
think he's
really.
better as a sub or as a starter?
I think it's better as a sub. I think Richarlison has his moments. He's a guy, and someone hearing me could say, oh, Haaland is exactly like that. But I bet that Haaland gives a lot more off the ball because he occupies the defender. Richarlison is a 5-10 minutes guy, and the remaining time on the field
You are
is
looking for
you are
him.
looking for him. Is anonymous, like he's nowhere there. And I think that's what the coach has realized, that this guy can really be an impact impact striker who can get me goals when it's needed. And as such, I think he's doing the right thing. I think they really miss their main striker, who has been what's his name? I'm blanking on his name right now. Who has been injured since the beginning? The guy that came from Bournemouth.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Who has
Yeah,
been, missing since the beginning of the season, because last season he
yeah.
did so well. He was scoring goals. He was playing well, and all of a sudden they've not had
And
him
I
at
think
all
they
this
missed
season, and it's impacting him as well.
their right winger as well. What's his name? That came
Brenda Johnson.
from no, that came from Leicester.
Oh yeah. The number 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
They
number
they
10. Yeah.
they
Well, he plays on the
definitely
right of both of them.
is their main playmaker for
So
sure. They
yeah,
do
yeah,
miss.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think they miss him.
yeah,
Definitely miss him as well.
yeah.
Talking about Spurs, um, Harry Kane has become the first player in the Bundesliga history to hit 100 goals so fast.
Which was exactly what Haaland did
Haaland
in the Premier League, and I
in
think it's
Premier
so
League.
much easier to score in the Bundesliga versus the Premier League. So if you
Especially if you
decide,
play for Bayern Munich, come on.
yeah, exactly. So I think he's just going to be there and just break all the records that there is to
All their
break.
records.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that would be the end of it. Yeah.
Happy for him though.
So,
If he was still at Tottenham, he wouldn't have won Jack.
so
Or
yeah,
maybe
so
the
we're talking
Europa.
about James Madison, right? And we're
Madison, yes.
talking about Dominic Solanke.
Sri Lanka,
Those are
yeah.
the two names. And they've missed. You
Yeah.
have to say that they've missed both of them seriously this season for sure.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I think that they will be in a different situation than they are right now if those two players were healthy and playing week in, week out. Anyway, let's move to the next game. Arsenal squeezed out a win at Everton. They squeezed it out. I mean it. I know the Everton fans are going to say he has come again. But I mean, come
The
on, tell me
Arsenal fans, you
otherwise.
mean?
Tell me anything that suggests that they didn't squeeze that win. The Everton guy that handed the ball, I don't know what he was thinking. Like why? Like why? Like I can't
He
explain
said it
it.
was a mistake that he didn't know his hand was.
Like it was like a rush of blood to the brain. Like didn't make any sense. And his teammate just left him like, we'll deal with you later.
We
Like
will
this
deal with
does
you
not
later.
this
Just because
doesn't make any
we can't
sense.
understand this. Yeah.
And then I thought they had a shot for a penalty themselves that they were not awarded.
They
I'm
were
not
not
sure what
awarded,
was
yeah.
going on there. So, Arsenal squeezed out. But my point on this is one, I think something is off with Arsenal. They're not creating chances the way they were at the beginning of the season. I said this to someone yesterday, an Arsenal fan, and he said no, that they were not even creating chances from the beginning. They were just scoring from corner kicks, and that's why we thought they were creating chances. I beg to differ. I thought beginning of the season, Arsenal looked more dangerous. They were creating more chances. Now, something has dried off. I don't know what's going on. And then finally, I think their main guys, the creative guys, maybe this explains it. They are not as creative as I think they would normally be.
Odegaard,
Saka has
Eze.
dropped off a bit. Odegaard is not doing anything, to be honest.
Yeah.
And Eze didn't even play on Saturday. I don't know if he's injured or anything. He didn't even play.
Yeah.
So what's going on with Arsenal right now? And this is happening to them, although they're not really losing points, but this is happening to them. At the same time, Man City is looking like they are on top of the world all of a sudden, and they are not going to lose any game.
So I mean, Arsenal is grinding out results, and that's what you expect
Are they
contending
really grinding
champions
out?
to do.
They lost last weekend to Aston Villa. So I don't know if we can really say they are grinding out. But go ahead. Yeah.
So I think 3 games ago they won 2-1, two own goals.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
game was
Yeah.
a penalty.
Yeah.
They have been helped. They have
Yeah.
been helped by
Yeah. By the opponents. Yeah.
higher powers. You know,
Yeah.
I think Arsenal's strength, as we're looking at it right now, I think I said this in one of the very early episodes of this season that when Arsenal gains momentum in one area, they kind of lose momentum in another area. They've not been able to have that whole back to front fluidity you see in football, like with a team like Liverpool last season when they won the league, or what we're seeing with like uh, City. City is not conceding as many goals anymore as they were conceding before. You know what I mean? So they've kind of tightened their defense. Their midfield is solid now, and then their attack is now very potent. So we're not seeing that with Arsenal. Now their midfield is strong, their defense is strong, and their attack is simply set pieces.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm seeing with Arsenal now. Simply
Yeah.
set pieces or nothing. You know what I mean? Um, when you lose at Aston Villa the game before, you didn't score a goal, but you still won. And then yesterday it was a penalty. You're not scoring in open play anymore. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
that midfield is strong, that defense is strong, but that attack is now very weak. So that's what
Yeah.
I'm noticing with Arsenal is they are not able to get you know, all three segments of the game firing the way they would love to. And Ateta is a very conservative guy. And above all of this is mentality, mindset. They don't have a winning mindset just yet. They don't now I'm saying just yet, they don't have a winning mindset. Nobody in that team has won anything. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, when you look at Arsenal and they see City stomping right behind
No, I
them.
mean, you can say, and I don't know if this is the dick, the only person that has won anything in that team is out right now. It's Kai Havertz. He won the Champions League with Chelsea.
Oh well,
So
he's been on the bench, so
I needed to say that.
I didn't remember. Jesus has won stuff as well. Let's call it. I didn't even think about that. In Manchester City. So maybe Jesus and Kai Havertz, yes, you can say that. But the nervousness of City just banging on your door so aggressively. Who are they playing next? Let me see.
Arsenal
Who are they
goes
playing next? Let me see.
to. It's a tough game. I'll check it out. But I know it's a.
Yeah, I
I know
think
it's a.
Arsenal is Brighton.
Yeah, Arsenal.
They are at home to
Arsenal is
Brighton.
Brighton. Yes,
They are at home to Brighton.
it's not. It's not easy. Brighton is inconsistent, but they are one team that can
On their
rise
day,
up.
Brighton can be troublesome.
They can rise up.
And
Yes.
Mitoma is back on the field now. Mitoma is back and they played really well against. I think it was against was this Sunderland that they
Yeah.
played on
We'll
Sunday
get to
on Saturday.
the three score call
Yeah,
games at the end
yeah.
of the episode. But let's go right into it. Now AFCON is on, and we're gonna be having match day reviews for AFCON separately. So guys, watch out for that.
Mhm.
That will be a separate show. But on this episode, we just wanted to talk about the impact of AFCON on several EPL teams and talk about the ones that we think might be very severe. And I was looking at it, and there are 6 teams that have no African players or no AFCON, eligible players in them. And I was thinking,
Yeah.
is this smart recruitment? Like knowing fully well that, for 3 weeks or so, you might lose players. So let's not touch
We are
them.
going to lose players. Yeah.
Arsenal, no AFCON player. Aston Villa, Bournemouth, Chelsea. Chelsea before used to have a lot of AFCON players.
A
I know
lot.
that, but
Yeah.
yeah, but right now none. Leeds, and Newcastle, no AFCON. So no impact of AFCON on those teams. Let's go to the ones with a number of AFCON players. Brentford has 2. Otara, who is their striker and has been doing really well this season, and Frank Oyeka, Nigeria, who Frank hasn't really played for Brentford this season. I think he's had like
This
2
is
or 3 cameo appearances, but that's it. Do you think Brentford will be impacted by AFCON, especially with what Otara
Utara has
has?
been playing well, but then again, he always plays alongside what's his name now?
Thiago.
Thiago. Yeah, so I mean, I think they'll be fine. I mean,
Mm.
you know, slight impact. If you go by major impact, no impact, slight impact, or medium impact, I'll say slight impact. So
Slight impact
major,
for
medium, slight,
Brentford.
and no impact. Yes,
Okay.
I'll say slight impact.
Brighton has 1, Carlos Baleba
Baleba.
in their
He hasn't been
midfield.
playing well this season.
Yeah.
He hasn't really been playing well this season. I would say slight impact as well
They have a number
for
of
that.
He hasn't really been in the main. Yeah, he's not started all
Yeah,
games. He's come in
all games.
sometimes,
Yeah,
and
it's
his
always
impact. I think
they stop him.
yeah, there's
I don't
this
think he has
thing
played
that
90 minutes.
comes with professional players. I wish I understood it, but we won't because we're not professional players. The moment he started getting linked to Manchester United,
Man U.
it
Yeah,
just dropped. It just
formed
dropped
it.
from
Yeah,
nowhere,
yeah,
and and
yeah.
and
He
and
was
it's a pity.
fantasizing. He started
Yeah.
fantasizing. I understand.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Burnley has 3. Twanzebe, DR Congo guy. Foster, South Africa. He scored a really good goal today at the AFCON.
Yeah,
Although he has only scored twice for
Hannibal.
Burnley in like 33 games or so. So I'm just to give you a sense. And
Yeah,
Annabelle, Tunisia. Annabelle used to be at
he used to
United, so
play for Man U. Yeah,
you know all
yeah.
about him. What do you think the level of
Uh,
impact is going to be for Burnley?
Twanzebe played starts all their games,
Yeah,
so I would
Swansea is
say
very important
medium
for
impact.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
think it's
that's a
important
medium
for them.
impact for them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
medium
I'll take
impact.
medium impact for them for
Yeah.
sure.
Crystal
Yeah,
Palace won. Ismail Assar, the Senegalese. I think Ismail Assar is sometimes very instrumental, especially in key games. Like he comes in and he combines well with the striker up front, and
Mateta.
Mateta, and they do a lot of damage to opponents. Sometimes he disappears. Sometimes he does not even play at all. So, what kind of impact do you think
Yeah,
that will have?
it's kind of funny because I was thinking only Ismail Assar has left Crystal Palace and they lost 4-1 to Leeds. I'm like, what's going on? So, I mean, I wouldn't say Ismail Assar is the reason why. I think they have other issues in that Crystal Palace team, especially in the attacking sense. Mateta has not been firing on all cylinders, but impact, still slight impact.
Slight impact.
I think slight
Everton,
impact, yeah.
Everton, Idrissa Gueye, Senegal. and in
India,
Senegal as well.
India, very clear. I'll say this is impactful to Everton. Everton need all their
Medium,
players
would you say
right now.
medium impact?
Let me say medium impact for this one. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
medium.
But although
Yeah,
I think it
medium.
might be slightly more than medium impact,
Medium,
especially
yeah, because India is very key to
if
that thing.
Senegal runs deep and they go very far, and these
Go
guys,
far,
because
yeah.
if India, for example, was on the field against Arsenal, they probably would have gotten
Arsenal,
a goal. They probably would have
very
created more.
likely,
Let me say
very
they
likely.
would have created more chances. Let's put it that way.
Chances, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
India is
So
impactful. Is an
yeah.
impactful player for them. So
Yeah.
above medium, above
Yeah.
medium.
Fulham, Calvin Bassey, Alex Iwobi, and Samuel Chukwueze.
High impact, high.
I agree with you. This one is high. In fact, I think
High.
Fulham will be praying that Nigeria does not qualify from the group.
Anything. I'm telling you, man, because
This is the core of their team for sure, no
yeah.
doubt.
And Chukwueze has started.
They now call Chukwueze. They are beginning to call Chukwueze Chukwu Magic at Fulham. That is the kind of impact it's had. Yeah.
It's
You
a
know,
major
so
impact now.
I think this one will be
Yeah,
high impact. I agree with you for sure.
definitely high
Yeah.
impact. Definitely high impact.
Yeah. Liverpool, only one, but it's one and only Mohamed Salah.
Yeah, I mean, I
No?
wouldn't say high impact. Light.
Okay.
Light.
Light. Salah
Yeah,
scored
light. I
today
mean,
as well.
they were benching him before he left. He only played that one game before he left. I mean, he started what, 3 games? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But he already opened his goal scoring at
Account for
AFCON
AFCON. He
today.
scored the late
Yeah,
goal
he scored
today
the winner.
for
He
Egypt.
scored the winner today.
Mamouche
Yeah.
scored the first goal and he scored the second goal.
I've always told you how I admire Mamouche. He's such an athlete. To me, he's so, and that takes us to Man City anyway, which is Etnori, Algeria, and Mamouche, Egypt. Do you think
No
City will
impact.
miss these guys?
No
No.
impact. No impact.
If it was last season when Mamouche
Yes,
was called to that
Mamouche,
team, I
yes,
would have
I'll
said
say it.
yes. But
I,
this season,
Nori has even played any game this season? I don't think so.
no. I think I don't think he has featured at all. This guy has come. I
Mamouche,
mean, what's his name on the left? O'Leary, yeah,
yeah.
has come to the left
O'Reilly.
and taken that left.
O'Reilly,
O'Reilly has
yes.
come to the left and has taken that. Is his position now? So
They've forgotten
Nori has
about
no
Nori,
chance.
like completely forgotten.
He
Mamouche has
has no
been
chance.
coming in as a very late sub, 86th minute, 89th minute.
And not in all games. So
Yeah, not exactly.
United,
High
Brown
impact
Bemo,
too.
Ahmad Diallo, and
Very
Mazraoui.
high impact.
I think high impact too, yes.
And the funny thing is, the player I think is most impactful is Ahmad, funny enough. Not even Mbeumo.
I think so too. No, I think both. It's difficult to call. Mbeumo is equally very good for you guys.
Play together. No. I take nothing away from
Especially
Mbeumo.
when in a game where the Brazilian is not playing well
Cunha.
alongside him. Yes, Cunha is not playing well.
Yeah.
You need so to now. Yesterday you needed
We
Mason Mount to come
Ahmad
in
and Mbeumo all the way.
Yeah.
We needed those two guys all the way. And now, he's injured. Bruno Fernandes is injured. We'll see.
Oh my God. How long is that? I mean, how long is he expected to be out?
They are still evaluating, but they say at least a few weeks.
You know that, and I don't want to be a prophet of doom. You know, United, you can lose all your games while that guy is out. All of them.
We can what?
You can lose all your games while that guy is out.
While all 4 of them out, all 3 of them out, absolutely. Very, very, very
No,
easy.
I'm even talking 3 of them out with now your captain out as well. You can lose all your games.
I know. I understand what you're saying. I'm just removing Mazraoui. I'm just saying 3 of them.
Interesting.
So,
Nottingham Forest, Willy Bolly, who has hardly featured, and Sangare, who has been good. Sangare has been good for them this season. But those are the 2 guys that
you
are
watched
out.
that game today. Would Sangare have made a difference in that game?
No, not really.
Not really, exactly.
Not
so
really.
Slight impact.
Yeah. They have good backup, to fill that position. And then Sunderland. Sunderland
I
has
don't care
6
whether their
players.
players are good or bad. When you have six
Who
players
is
gone,
in charge of recruiting at Sunderland? How
please.
can you have 6 AFCON players? They have Traore, Burkina Faso, Masewaku, DR Congo, Sadiki, DR Congo, Talbi, Morocco, Ronaldo, Mozambique,
And
and
they are.
Diarra, Senegal. Yeah. Like, I think this is going to be high impact as well. Sheer number
And these
of
are good
players, and
teams in the African Cup. In the
these are good.
African, these are good
These are
teams.
good players. Yeah, So again, we wish all these clubs and the guys that have come the best, but we'll be tracking the impact of these players being out, throughout the AFCON and see today already. Although we say high impact, Fulham managed to win their game
Yeah, but they won their
without
game
the
1-0.
trio. They won their game,
Yeah. Yeah.
so let's see. How a few more teams. Quickly, Tottenham to Basuma, who hasn't really been featuring with Mali,
I'll
and
say
Sa,
slight impact. Slight impact.
especially because of Sa. Sa
Yeah.
sometimes come in and does well, but West Ham, Wan-Bissaka,
High impact.
and
High impact.
Malik Diop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
High impact.
especially
For
and
sure.
those are their 2 fullbacks or wing backs. So
Yeah. So
you pull
there's
those
high
guys
high
out,
impact.
the
Very high
ability
impact.
from
And
the
Wan-Bissaka is
wings
almost their best player this season so
is
far.
almost
Let's
their
call it
best
this
player,
way.
apart from the captain.
The captain,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Wolves,
Whoops, Agudu, who
zero
is their
impact. I
defender.
don't give it down.
Maybe they will now be worse with these guys out. Maybe instead of losing 2-0, maybe they will now be losing 4-0
For
going
Wolves,
forward.
they should never worry. There's nothing they can do. This is that. They can't. They haven't won a game. Matchweek 17. This is
They
history.
haven't won. They haven't won a game. It is
Yeah,
so terrible. I don't know
yeah.
what's going on. I don't know how they can turn it around. And lastly, let's look ahead. There is Carabao Cup tomorrow. I think Arsenal plays Crystal Palace.
Arsenal play Crystal Palace.
I expect Arsenal to do the business, and that
Yeah,
will set up
absolutely.
that
And
semi.
Crystal Palace. I don't know what's wrong with them right now. I don't know.
Yeah, that will set up semi-final with Chelsea. We'll see what happens then, but that
Yeah,
looks like something to look forward to if that indeed pans out. Our score call games for next weekend: United Newcastle on Friday. I think that's going to be an interesting game, especially given the absentees that we just spoke about at United. I don't know what's your prediction for that game?
Honestly, I'm going to go off of the fact that Newcastle is 4 away from home. Not that
Yeah.
Man U is good at home either, but
Mm.
I mean, Man U concedes a lot of goals. Maybe we just nick that game 3-2. Maybe we nick it 3-2.
Yeah. I think that with the absentees, especially Bruno Fernandes, I think
Yeah,
United will lose that game.
yeah. I
2
mean, yeah,
2-1. 2-1.
2-1.
Chelsea Aston Villa. To be honest, the run that Chelsea has been tough. And Chelsea hasn't been playing as well as I think we can play. But what gives me a bit of encouragement is the fact that the so-called big games, and Aston Villa has to be classified as a big game for any club right now in the
They
Premier
beat
League.
Arsenal. They beat Man U. They must beat Chelsea.
No, the only difference is that Chelsea is played at home. We're not going to Villa
Yeah,
Park.
yeah,
So I think Chelsea might just edge this one. I would say
yeah.
2-1 in favor of Chelsea.
I think they've broken that record of 10. They've done 10 straight wins 3 times. I think that's the record he has broken. Unai Emery. They probably lose that game. I see Chelsea, coming off of a draw. Chelsea needs to win more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we need them to kind of slow down. They are 36 points.
They are too close to the top. They are too close to the top. Yeah.
Calm down.
One last comment about Chelsea, because you mentioned Caicedo not being himself in the last game. Completely agree with you. I think it has to do with the red card. And it has to do, I mean, when you get a red card like that and your game is around being breaking play, being very
Yeah.
hard, I think it was just very cautious. Like, I don't need another red card on my
Absolutely.
return again. And he was
Absolutely.
playing with Warriors. He was playing with Warriors in that midfield. You
Yeah.
know, Tonali. Those guys, they go for tackles and they can suck you in. So I think that was probably what happened. I see him improving. I think Opama will play better at the bridge
Yeah. I
anyway.
think he'll keep
So
finding his form every weekend as the weeks go by for sure. For
yeah.
sure.
And then the last one is Arsenal Brighton. I also think it's going to be a tough game, but I
But I
think
think
Arsenal
Arsenal will
will
edge it
win.
2-1.
I think
2-1.
Arsenal will win as well. 2-1 or
2-1,
3-1
yeah.
is what
I
I
think
think.
Arsenal wins
Yeah.
2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I think we've come to the end of it. We didn't have a third guest today, but that didn't stop us. We still managed to speak football the way we know how to do it. To me, it's an exciting time because we have to think about what happened at 3 p.m. today, our time. I was trying to decide, do I watch Fulham or do I watch
Fulham.
Egypt?
Yeah.
Guess what? I
Yeah.
watched both, but it wasn't as productive as
Yeah. I
watching,
was watching
the
one
two
game.
games
Yeah.
differently. But
I
that's
didn't
gonna
even
be
watch I watched just the Premier League game. I didn't even watch I was just watching. I was following the commentaries. I didn't watch it.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I watched it. Egypt was panicking up until they equalized. You could see that they were panicking, and I'm like, these Zimbabweans, they are just spoilers. They prevented us of Nigeria from going to the World Cup, and they are there again trying to do damage, to Egypt.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens, guys.
Yeah.
Keep stay in tune with us. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we're going to be monitoring everything throughout this season.
I
Look
guess we'll
forward
do it. We'll do a
to
few
everything.
shows in between for the AFCON
No, no,
and then obviously
absolutely.
the
I think we'll
Premier League
do.
is rolling this time. So, I
Yeah,
think, yeah. So, mhm.
the idea is to have review of each match day. We'll
Yeah.
get a run of games for match day 1, 2, and 3, and then we do one and so guys, watch
Absolutely.
out for that. Until then, we'll see you. We'll see
All
you
right.
next time.
Merry
Thanks, Sukkie.
Christmas.